claimed an association with the builders of Solomon's temple.
Just what is Masonry, Kipling?
Oh, it's an ancient order, dedicated to the brotherhood of man, under the all-seeing eye of God.
We should have done well to have left that sort of thing behind us in England, my friend. It could never work here.
Oh, there are tales that it did work here, before we ever came. Some audacious scholars can even trace it back to the builders of Solomon's temple.
Satanists are followers of what is called the left-hand path. The basic premise of the left-hand path is self-deification, where, using body transformation and magic, the Luciferian seeks to become as God and acknowledges no right and wrong. For the Luciferian, do as thou wilt is the whole of the law, an entire religion founded upon demon worship and the predatory instinct. Luciferians are encouraged to abandon their human traits and the emotional baggage that accompanies it. The Muslims, perhaps out of spite for Satanists, follow the right-hand path, to such the extent that they even insist on doing things like eating and dressing with the right hand. Muslims are encouraged to do as much as possible in their daily life using the right hand, while their left hand has been resigned to do the dirty job. They also believe that a person's demon counterpart, which is the opposite of a guardian angel, always resides invisibly on that person's left side. Modern Luciferians, like Michael W. Ford, author of Luciferian Sorcery, are also familiar with the Jedi, but they refer to the Jedi as vampires. Vampires are converted humans who, after the correct ritual, become a new kind of being with extrasensory perception and a need to feed off of human life force. While sleeping, the astral body of a vampire parts with his physical body, allowing him to travel anywhere he chooses. The astral body of these beings roam at night and descend upon sleeping humans, where they steal the sleeping person's life force. Vampires do not need to sacrifice animals or people during rituals, because they are capable of giving the life force that they have collected from humans instead.
What is Luciferian magic, and how is it different from traditional magic?
Luciferian magic comes from a system that's comprised of several different elements of magic. And magic traditionally means to ascend and to become something different, something better. Luciferian magic embodies all the elements of the adversary to sort of transform the self into that spiritual semblance. Transform the self, transform the self, transform the self, transform the self.
The chamber where one intends on doing a ritual should be clean. The ritual chamber should be as dark and far away from other people as possible, and ideally at night. If the ritual site is indoors, there should be no hanging things above you. This way, if the spirit arrives bringing wind, objects will not be falling upon those present. Every kind of spirit has a specific method of calling, and this calling must be done at the right time and in the right way. Often, a circle is drawn on the ground, and symbols are placed around this circle. These symbols, usually composed of 5- and 6-pointed stars, are placed around the circle relative to the points of the compass, so that some symbols are placed on the east side of the circle, some on the west, and so on. What's more, even certain incantations must be said while facing in certain directions. An altar is usually placed at the center of the circle, and it is this altar where the spirit will make his appearance. Often, the magician will stand inside of the circle, conjuring on the outside. The circle, together with the symbols drawn around it, keep the spirit bound in that region and serves to protect the magician. The magician may also have symbols and charms located on their body as further protection. One of the most common symbols used is the pentacle. When the spirit arrives, the atmosphere of the chamber will change. The ritual site, whether indoors or outside, may become windy. The chamber may become noisy, and an overpowering stench may accompany this wind and noise. Other indications that the spirit is present include ringing of ears, tingling of fingertips and face, a misty fog that fills the room, and of course standard poltergeist activity. Then, the spirit should be commanded to speak softly and in the native tongue of the magician. Some spirits have a voice that is hoarse and unsoothing, while others speak in a naturally pleasant tone. Spirits appear in many forms, and the same spirit may even appear in different forms. The magician should ask the spirit to take on a form that is not repulsive, because many spirits arrive as hideous beasts. Group magic is always stronger than spells cast by a single magician, so the more, the better. Mysteriously, spirits are easier to see with the aid of a mirror. An arriving spirit may appear in a mirror first, and then become visible directly. Communicating with spirits using a mirror is called scrying. After the spirit has heard your commands, you must give him license to depart. Magicians always end a summoning or evocation with banishments. Even black magicians, who speak to demons with the highest respect, have intense fear of those who they have summoned. Jack Parsons, for instance, the famous rocket engineer and black magician, failed to completely banish the spirits he called upon. His failing to completely close the gate led to poltergeist activity, where he and other members of his coven were attacked and harassed. The spirits hurled projectiles at Jack and his friends, and even managed to start a fire. Jack Parsons, who renamed himself the Antichrist, even conjured an entity who identified herself as the Whore of Babylon. This spirit told Parsons that she would one day manifest herself in flesh during the end times. Jack described Babylon as a redhead of incredible beauty and intellect. In other texts of black magic, the Scarlet Woman that Parsons spoke of is called Lilith. He also claimed that at the age of 13, he conjured Satan into visible form, where he sent his astral body into the abyss and returned to Earth, renaming himself the Antichrist. This trip into the abyss, which Jack Parsons called the Black Pilgrimage, may simply be another name for body transformation. Magic offers many abilities that do not require permanent body transformation. Magic can cause stormy weather, terrible winds, lightning, and even earthquakes. With the correct spells, one may render themselves invisible and even fly. There are spells that can provide nearly instant transport for the magician's physical body to exceedingly remote places. The magician can inquire spirits about the location of hidden things, people, and even treasure. The magician may also consult spirits regarding events in the distant past, near future, and even in distant places. Aging is simply a series of small injuries that don't heal to 100%, but using witchcraft, injuries of the larger sort may be corrected. This kind of magic offers its user yet another effective method for life extension. Some spells allow the magician to shapeshift, making him appear as anything from an animal to a small child, or as stated earlier, completely invisible. Spirits can be assigned duties that involve causing strife and discord among lovers and even whole organizations. Also, many spirits are extremely talented in the sciences and liberal arts, and can aid the magician in these types of endeavors. They can make him a good poet, speaker, singer, musician, and perhaps in Jack Parsons' case, a brilliant scientist. Hollywood Insider's Illuminati Esotera is, for the most part, a sequel to Magic in the Matrix, with further supporting info to be found in Hollywood Insider's Dark Stars and Full Disclosure. Well friends, I hope you found this video eye-opening. I also hope you have the wisdom to realize just how serious its message really is. And now that I've taught you some of what I know, it's your turn to teach others what you know. Take care, and thanks for watching.